What's happening, everyone? It's your old friend Earl Campbell here. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm your host of the Eastern Shore Undercover Podcast. It's been some time since we've been on here and done a podcast. So we want to get back into stride and we want to start pushing out some more content for you guys, some more video content for everyone starting this week with our latest podcast. I don't want this to be very long, so we're going to jump right in and get to the meat and potatoes of the podcast. So last week, we asked everybody for your help with a benefit for a young lady that was shot on November 16th. Yesterday was 1 month from the day that she was shot. So for those of you that don't know and aren't familiar with what happened, on November 16th, a young lady, a mother of 3 beautiful children, was shot right here in our community in Salisbury, Maryland, right off of Jersey Road. And that young lady has spent a significant amount of time in the hospital, and therefore, she was unable to work due to being in the hospital. And when you can't work, you can't make money. So I spoke with several of her friends, and a lot of people messaged the page, commented, told that, she was doing okay, but she was a little concerned over, stressing about how she was going to come up with the money to have a Christmas for the kids. And I can tell you from experience that there were times when my wife and I did not know where we were going to get Christmas money from. For whatever reason, when we were younger, and that's never a fun time. It can be very stressful, and my wife and I just wanted to take some of that stress off her plate. A nice lady who we will call Ginger reached out to me and helped get me straight. She was a big help to do this benefit for the young mother of 3. So we put up a post and we asked everybody for your help. $5. Everybody always says to me, what's $5 going to do? But what happens is when you do these, we have a lot of people on the page. So, if we just get if I get $5 is $500. So originally, my goal in this whole thing was to do $250 for each one of her kids. And then my wife had the idea that we would do an additional $250 for the mom, so she could have a little bit of, a little spoiling, spend a little money on herself, whatever she wants to do when she gets out of the hospital, and she felt up to it. Just said it could basically cheer her up. And I don't know if that's, getting her hair done or her nails done or pampering herself, a massage, whatever she wanted to do. We wanted to make sure she had something for herself too. Santa Claus brings her a little something extra. Well, as always, the Eastern Shore Undercover Community came through big time for me. We started collecting, and after all was said and done, we ended up right around $1,450. But we knew that we had some more checks coming in. So what I did was I estimated what I thought the checks were going to be from the people that sent us messages. And we added the rest to that. So grand total, we came up with a total I gave yesterday. I met one of her friends yesterday at a local bank, and I gave her $1,615. And that was put into her bank for the young lady and her family. So very happy it went the way it did. But that's not all. That's not all. A little bird chirped in my ear, and I'm sorry, told me that this young lady was talking about she would love to go to Great Wolf Lodge with her kids when she gets out and when she's, feeling up to going. So I've never been to Great Wolf Lodge. I didn't know, where it was at. I started looking, and I'm like, well, there's several of them around. So I sent off literally about 25 to 30 emails, and I made about 10 to 15 phone calls. And finally, I reached someone who replied to me, and happy to say we're going to send her and her family to the Great Wolf Lodge. Not now, when she's feeling better. down the road, between myself and the folks at Great Wolf Lodge, we're going to make that dream come true for her. Send her and her kids, her family, get them a little getaway, let her have some fun, clear the mind. I've never been there. Couldn't tell you what it's about, but she wanted to go. I looked it up online. It looks like a really neat place. I would like to take my grandkids. It's got a big old pool, and they have these neat little lodges where, there's like dugouts. The trees are dug out and the beds are in the tree. It was a really neat little place. So I want to say thank you to everyone who made a donation, whether it's $5, $10, whatever you sent. I truly appreciate it, more than words could ever explain. I truly cannot explain how thankful we are of the support from the community when we do stuff like this. A lot of people ask me, how do you deal with these comments? How do you deal with this? How do you deal with that? And for me, that stuff's not as stressful as this. When you do these benefits, it is probably one of the most stressful things the first hour, because I never know if it's going to work or not. And when you volunteer and you stick your name out there and you say, all right, I want to do this, I want to help this family. If it's a flop, you look like a total idiot, a total moron. And it's never happened, but if it does, I would just not know what to do myself. So I'm very appreciative for the support that the community gives us when we do these various benefits. So thank you. Speaking of that, I want to give a big shout out, a special thank you to one of our advertisers who is always jumping in and helping us out, whether that is, for an officer benefit or a situation like this. And that is Miss Vicky from over at Classy and Sassy Bags. I'm sorry, Classy and Sassy Boutique. My wife's got bags in my ear. She keeps whispering in my ear. And they made a really nice donation. And even after that, they sent me a message on Wednesday or Thursday. I don't know what it was. And, they went further. They had a little sale on Thursday and Friday, and to try to drum up some extra funds for the benefit, which I'm super appreciative of. If you haven't been over to see Miss Vicky, stop on by and see her. It's not for a benefit. It's not for anything else. Just to, a show of support, because she's always supporting us. So we give a big old shout out to her. She isn't there all the time, so I suggest you go over to her Facebook page and give it a follow. And I'm going to post that link down below here in the comments. So not in the comments, in the details of in the video. Give her a like on Facebook. Go to Classy and Sassy Boutique. And then get over to her shop before Christmas. It's 8 days before Christmas. She's located at 116 Baptist Street in Salisbury, Maryland. Her phone number, which we're going to put up here for you, is 240-409-9762. My suggestion is you shoot her a text and let her know you'll be coming by. And get those last-minute Christmas gifts for your loved ones. Let me show you what they got here. Hold on one second. Before I do, many of you recall the Brew River benefit for the trooper. Everyone kept bidding on the green purse. A little battle going on between the family members. Well, that came from Miss Vicky. So I'm sure she can get another one for those that didn't win that auction. Let's take a quick look here at what she has. You see there's these nice looking purses. The ladies love the purses, guys. More purses. That isn't all she sells. As you can see, she also has some earrings, more purses, and then she even has book purses for the book lovers. So they have a bunch of goodies. But the fact is, like I said, you're supporting a small business in our community that supports Eastern Shore Undercover and all of our causes. And I'm very thankful for that. So it makes me happy to give a big old shout out to her, send some people over her way. Go see Miss Vicky. Tell her Earl sent you, and go enjoy some shopping for your loved ones. So finally, I want to talk about the not so happy part of the reason why we had to do this benefit, and that is the suspect of the incident. And he is still at large. He has not been arrested, and he's still out there somewhere. I do not know if he's still in the area. I do not know any details about him. I do know that they have arrested a family member. I believe it was his sister. Before anyone asks me, I don't know what info led to her being arrested. I can only assume that she was an accessory in some way, shape, or form. So the suspect in this case is Mr. DeQuan Bratten. And I'm going to put up his photo here of Mr. Bratten. And I'm going to ask everyone to take a quick look at this picture. This is Mr. DeQuan Maurice Bratten. He is wanted for multiple charges stemming from the shooting of the young lady we did this benefit for. Now, his warrants are for attempted first-degree murder, attempted second-degree murder, first-degree assault, second-degree assault. He has firearms charges, and I'm sure he has a slew of other charges. The state of Maryland will extradite him from anywhere in the United States. So if you know where Mr. Bratten is, Wacomico County Sheriff's Office is requesting that you call them. I'm going to put their number up here on the screen. The number is 410-548-4891. Again, that's 410-548-4891. If you would like to remain anonymous, you may contact Crime Solvers. 410-548-1776. Again, that's 410-548-1776. And look, I know there's a lot of you guys out there that just don't want to deal with police. If you don't want to have any contact with police or any law enforcement, you may send information to Eastern Shore Undercover, and I will make sure it gets sent over to the proper channels. So next, tonight we put up a thing, asking about pizzas, and when I do these, I always use your guys' suggestions. The story of my life seems to be, between me and Miss Eastern Shore Undercover, is what are we having for dinner tonight? It's the ongoing saga in my life. Living here in Delmar, we want to get pizza. We normally just get Delmar Pizza or Pizza King, at least once a week. So I said today, I was in the mood for some pizza, but I want to try something different. So when I posted it, a friend of mine, Seth from R&A Taylor Hauling, who was another supporter of Eastern Shore Undercover, great guy, sent me a message saying he liked Salisbury pizza. And I had never heard of it. I didn't know, what Salisbury pizza was or where it was. He said that his kids really liked it. And then as he was messaging me, my girl Heather over at Wacomico County made a post, or a comment, saying that, Salisbury Pizza had good pizza. And I trust Heather fully. And then we had a bunch of people that said, let's, Salisbury Pizza. Well, my wife was on that side of town, so it just made sense, and it was a good choice, easy. She was right there. She ordered the pizza, and literally 10 to 15 minutes, it was ready. So, brought it home. We really don't eat out anymore, like we said in the past. We always get our food to go and show up, and we got it, and I was very pleased. I got a cheese and a pepperoni, and it made my belly happy. So thank you once again to everybody that gave the recommendation. Awesome recommendation. It was very good. Very good pizza. Everybody always says pizza's pizza. Well, no, it's not. It's not. And I got to give a shout out to my folks from back in Baltimore for making the Pizza John's recommendation. If nobody ever been to Pizza John's back in Baltimore, Pizza John's uses these little tiny pepperonis. And what happens is these pepperonis, when they cook them, they kind of curl up on the ends and they create this little grease pit in the middle. Probably really, really bad for you. But damn, it's so good. And the ends of these pepperonis get like a little bit of burnt on them. Oh my God, they're so good. Best pizza around. There's no one to compare with Pizza John's pizza. Nobody. Anyway, we wrote down several other places from around here that we're going to try over the next couple weeks. We usually get pizza once a week, especially when the grandkids come over because they love pizza. So we're going to try all those different places. Sal's is next on the list. Everybody mentioned Sal's. So that's next week. We're going to go out there and try Sal's, and I'll let everybody know how it goes. And that's really all we got for this episode. of the Eastern Shore Undercover Podcast. You know, short, sweet, to the point. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight to the Eastern Shore Undercover Podcast number 10. And again, thank you to everyone that helped out with our little Christmas benefit. The family is very thankful, and so are we. Have a great night, folks.